Today on an all-new Dr. Phil, he made headlines as the fat guy biking for love.
A 560-pound man is riding his bike across America to take control of his health and win back his estranged wife.
Now he's back.
You wrote, "You better tell that bitch, Dr. Phil, I'm coming to California and war is about to commence."
I was having a bad day.
And bigger,
weighing close to 700 pounds
than ever.
I'm worried about his physical health. I'm worried about my mental health.
If Eric doesn't do what Dr. Phil says, he's gonna die.
Are you taking this seriously?
There was excuse after excuse after excuse.
I don't know what to do anymore.
You gotta get your crap together and get to work.
Today's going to be a changing day in your life. You've never had anybody working harder to bring you to the threshold of change than right now. Back in studio for season 19 with my virtual audience sitting safely at home. And my most special guest, Robin, is here with me. We've been preparing a safe return for months now. I mean months. After 18 seasons and over 3,000 shows, not everyone leaves happy. Some even storm off. Well, you haven't been fully forthcoming with us.
That's because I don't
No,
do
no,
this.
you need to listen to me.
No, I don't.
You can't.
Yeah, you're going. Yes, yes, you can.
That was not accurate what you said.
Oh, come on.
You want to get your wife?
If you're going to make a dramatic walkout, you got to go this way. You were at a bar last night.
We're done. I'm not doing this.
And,
thank you, though. Thank you.
Don't get self-righteous with me.
I'm not getting self-righteous.
Okay, so you're
I don't
leaving.
need this.
Okay, thanks so much for coming.
I'm here for my relationship and nobody's letting me talk. This isn't about you guys. I'm so...
She'll be back. There's no way to get out over there. But one of those guests decided to drive for 6 days just to tell me exactly how I wronged him and set me straight. Take a look.
Dr. Phil, I wanted to come and arm wrestle you, strangle you, whatever we needed to do, because you got the story so screwed up. I was so upset. I wanted to come fight, do everything I could. I even wanted to challenge you to a 5-mile ride with you wearing a fat suit and weights.
Well, 5 years ago, self-proclaimed fat guy Eric says he was 560 pounds and unhappy with his weight, so he came up with the idea to go on an epic bike ride across America. His goals? To lose weight, write a book, and win back the love of his life, his estranged wife, Angie. Now, she was smitten with the jester, and Eric became an internet sensation. Fat guy bikes across America. Take a look.
A 560-pound man is riding his bike across America to take control of his health and win back his estranged wife.
Eric Heights rode through Philadelphia's Fairmount Park today. The self-proclaimed fat guy began his journey in Massachusetts, and he's heading to the West Coast. His radical plan to win back his wife has taken the internet by storm.
I was at that point, rock bottom, and I needed to do something, and she kind of thought I was nuts and never thought I'd do it.
Well, so far, Eric has lost 70 pounds. He's raised more than $12,000 online for the trip.
Well, with roughly 34,000 Facebook followers, his GoFundMe account went from $0 to $14,000. But not only were there lots of supporters, there were also plenty of naysayers who said Eric was scamming America into giving him a free vacation across the country. Now, Eric says he wanted to stand up to his haters, and he did it right here. Now, I tried to help him, but Eric didn't see it that way. Take a look at what happened last time he was here.
When Angie left me, I weighed 560 pounds. It was the lowest point in my life. A month after we split, I decided to bike across the country, lose the weight.
Did you prepare?
I didn't ride. I didn't really train like that, because I thought it was cheating.
You thought training for a 3,000-mile journey was cheating? You said in the morning you do protein shakes, but then you ran out of the protein shakes, and you replaced that with peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and Pop-Tarts. And
I have a Coke for breakfast. Sometimes in the middle of my ride, I might have a toaster pastry. Moderation is the key.
On July 9th, you said, quote, I had their poo-poo platter, wings, moz sticks, boneless wings, and tater skins.
I actually ate it throughout the whole day. You have to conserve your food when you're riding 5 miles a day in the beginning.
In fairness, 5 miles a day?
Yeah.
I mean, I want to look at a map. I live up here in Benedict Canyon. I can ride down, and that's 5 miles.
Right.
I'm still home.
Yeah.
The average speed that you ride a bike is 9.6 miles an hour. That means 5 miles would take 30 minutes. And what do you do the rest of the day?
Once I saw Eric's commitment and dedication, I had to be by his side. I rode with Eric for about 3 weeks. When I was biking with Eric, I was hospitalized 3 times.
Well, you've been in Florida for 3 months.
My aunt was dying of cancer. My wife got sick. She was stuck in a hospital. My mother broke her arm. I had to spend time with her, which you wouldn't take care of your mother, apparently.
Climb down off your high horse there.
I'm sorry. You're just completely ripping me.
No. You can get self-righteous and sanctimonious all you want to, but let's count the days that you've been taking care of these people and the days you've been sitting around in a hotel eating fast food.
Who says I'm eating fast food all the time?
Oh, you do. You started in June. In July, you said you weighed 514, and then January 485. 514. You're where you were in July. So I do not believe you are making a good faith and legitimate effort to get yourself from coast to coast on a bicycle. I just don't believe you are. I'm saying you need to get yourself moving. And I will get you somebody to help you plan this out. I will get you somebody to give you a nutrition plan. I will get you somebody that will help map this thing out for you. His name is Robert Reams, and he is a top-level trainer. He will get you from where you need to go to where you're going.
All right. It's a deal.
Well, I was supposed to meet Eric in Pasadena, California, May of 2016, which would have been his final stop on his cross-country bike ride. But that never happened because Eric never completed his journey. Now, Eric says he needs help, now due to weighing close to 700 pounds. Because of COVID-19, we aren't flying guests here, so Eric had a long but comfortable ride with his wife, Angie, in an RV.
Hey, Dr. Phil, we are headed now to go pick up the RV we had to rent so we could come to California to see you, to try and see what we can do about getting me sorted again. Make sure we go get our COVID tests along the way.
Hollywood, here we come.
This is where we are getting our COVID tests. I'm sitting in the back while Maddie is co-pilot. Are you co-piloting, Maddie? But we are rolling. We're on our way to Cali.
Welcome to Missouri.
I can't help drive because I don't fit in the seat. My oxygen levels have been really low. I need to start washing that, start using my oxygen. It's been frustrating, but we're making dinner. We're going to drive more tomorrow. We finally made it. We are here. We had worked hard. There's a lot of work. We are in California.
Okay, you're in California.
Yeah, we have made it.
Well, thank you for coming. Thank you for driving this way, because right now, flying is something that we're not doing for the safety of our guest. Now, first off, you say that you forgive me Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll take forgiveness from anybody, anytime, for anything. What is it that you forgive me for?
You did your best with what information you were given, but some of it was off. I mean, for example, when you kind of joked with me about only riding 5 miles in a day, I went to surgery, had to stay 2 weeks in the hotel, and get rid of the infection, go have my surgery, and then 2 weeks recovery. And so it looked like I would only be able to ride 1 mile, 5 miles in a day. Where actually, when I came to see you, I was doing 10 to 15 miles in a day, 4 to 5 days a week.
Okay, well, that would be like an hour and 10 minutes a day.
I know I can only do a mile and a half at a time where I have to do a lot of recovery. It's a lot of weight to carry, and I had to take a lot of breaks.
Well, after you appeared on the show, you wrote this on Facebook to Robert Reams, the trainer. This was on 4/6/16.
Yeah.
You better tell that bitch, Dr. Phil, I'm coming to California and making him look like a fool publicly. War is about to commence.
I was having a bad day. After that show aired, I got so much crap, and that really screwed with my head. And I'm
probably the only person in America that said you were not a fraud.
At the end,
I said you weren't doing what you needed to do, but you were not a fraud.
I was really ticked off at you for a long time. I'm not anymore, and I've gotten through it.
Hey, I'm a big boy. I can handle it.
I know you can. But it took a lot to get through because I've been harassed by so many people.
But you were getting harassed long before you got here. In fact, that's why you came here.
Oh, yeah.
Don't
just tripled.
You talk about getting the story out right. Don't come out here and say that I got haters on you. You came here because you had haters.
Yeah. No, I had plenty of haters before I met you.
Yeah, okay. Did you ever complete the ride?
I didn't complete the ride.
But you got 1,600 miles.
I got 1,600 miles on the ride.
To sneeze at.
No, it's not. Not at all.
Angie, you're worried about him.
I'm worried about his physical health. I'm worried about my mental health.
Right.
Honestly.
I get it. There's a lot going on, particularly during this time. So when we come back, Eric went food shopping for his road trip to Los Angeles. He says he eats pretty healthy. So we want to take a look inside his RV fridge next. We'll be right back.
I thought I was going to be done in 3 months when I first started this trip. Oh, I was so wrong. Everybody was counting on me. There was a huge amount of pressure, and I'd never done anything like this, and I just kept making mistakes. And it was just bad. I don't think I drank water for 20 years. I think it was just Mountain Dew or Coke. And I literally didn't drink straight water. I was always living and driving and caffeinated, and directly influenced my weight.
On a typical day, Eric may have 6 cans of soda.
People don't realize that there's a pretty large section of me that is water weight. There's a good 70 pounds of water weight on me easy.
Well, 4 years ago, Eric was the self-proclaimed fat guy who was supposed to bike across America to lose weight and win back his lovely wife, Angie. Now, after his story went viral, thousands of dollars rolled in, and so did the critics, saying Eric was scamming America. Now, Eric made it from Florida to Texas and then stopped. Let's find out why.
Why my trip went so bad last time. These aren't excuses. I'm just telling you why. So one, it's really weather. It was very hot and very cold weather. I got to Pennsylvania last time in the fall, and it was just way too cold. So I restarted in Florida, and it worked out well until we hit the heat in Louisiana and just started getting worse and worse. And that led into other things. Health. Angie was having a lot of health problems, and I had some too. And besides me being so big, it was hard to concentrate on riding and what was happening with the woman I love. And another thing, major reason, was depression. I thought I was going to be done in 3 months when I first started this trip. Oh, I was so wrong. Everybody was counting on me. There was a huge amount of pressure, and I'd never done anything like this, and I just kept making mistakes. But I'm not very good with money, and I'm not very good with planning. I did spend it on the ride, but I could have done it more wisely. I stayed places longer than I should have. I spent days that I didn't ride staying in a hotel to catch up on web pages and things like that. It was just bad. I took some bad advice. I took some good advice. And it was just a bad combination. And I did my best, but I just didn't do good enough.
Okay, so you understand, You set yourself up for a lot of criticism. I mean, it just seemed like you kind of had an excuse for everything instead of keeping rolling. But in spite of it all, I keep coming back to the fact that you rode 1,600 miles. Angie, you say you're worried about his health and your mental health.
Yeah.
What's getting to you?
Thinking about him dying, you know? I was a widow when I met him. I didn't want to throw myself into a marriage where I might possibly lose someone early again, and I'm gonna end up alone again.
Do you hold his feet to the fire? Do you?
I try, yeah. But he's 700 pounds. I do the best I can.
We checked the fridge, see what was out here, and there were pudding snacks, sugary and diet sodas, hot dogs, sausages, sour cream, big bag of cheese, strawberry, orange, banana, artificially flavored drink mix, ramen chicken noodle soup, flour tortillas. I know and work with nutritionists a lot, and those are things that they just simply wouldn't put in there for somebody that was dealing with heart health, morbid obesity, some of the issues that you deal with, but yet we open the fridge and that's what you've stocked it with.
Old habits die hard, you know.
And you eat a lot of sugar.
I do. I drink a lot of pop. I drink a lot of pop and then I stop for like a month and I think I've beaten it and then comes back and then I'm back hard on it again.
We had a statement from your boss earlier this year. It said, I have not witnessed him trying to lose the weight. I would see him eat while he is working. Are you taking this seriously?
Yeah, I am. I'm trying to make the right choices.
Here's a statement from Eric's trainer back in March. I haven't received a food journal in a month from Eric. Not consistent and hard to get a hold of.
Yep. I was really bad at that. I'm lost. I don't know where to start. I'm just depressed and feel like I'm completely worthless. And I'm just, like I said, I don't even know how to go about this. I don't know. I don't have the answers. I don't want to fake it and say I have the answers. I'm just, it's beyond my scope. I don't know what to do anymore. I've tried to do it myself. I've tried different diets, different things like that, and I'm bad at it.
I think you may remember years ago, I told you that I had two nephews that have been over 500 pounds. Since that time, we've buried one of them. This gets real. When we come back, Eric says the trainer I gave him was too scared to work with him. He'll tell us about that when we come back.
Dr. Phil had Robert Reams help me with diet and exercise. Robert was majorly too concerned with starting his own career than to help me. I didn't feel like Robert actually cared about me. I tried to get gastric bypass 3 different times. In order to be a candidate, you cannot smoke. I can't say that I haven't smoked 1 or 2 cigarettes. You have to make sure you attend all the meetings. My car broke down. I didn't have a choice, and it just didn't work out. And the 3rd time was the same reason, was unable to attend a meeting. If I had a chance to get gastric bypass again, I would put just as much effort into it as I did with my ride and try to make it work.
That actually is
well, yeah. About 5 years ago, Eric's life had run off the road. His wife had left him. He was unemployed and tipping the scales at about 560 pounds. He decided to take on a big feat and attempt to ride his bike across America without any training. After he became an internet sensation, he says the haters tried to take him down. So he quit, even though I tried to help him with a food delivery service and a top-notch trainer, Robert Reams. But that wasn't good enough for Eric.
After the show, Dr. Phil had Robert Reams help me with diet and exercise.
Well, I've been on the Dr. Phil show now 17 seasons as the head trainer and nutritionist.
I didn't feel like Robert actually cared about me. All Robert really did was call to see how much I weighed.
If you're consistent in your efforts, you cannot lose.
He sent me a little watch thing, but it didn't fit. We could never get it working so he could keep track of my heart rate. When I spoke with Robert on the phone, I would usually blog about it on my website so my followers would hear everything.
I walk the walk the best I can.
At one point where he had told me that, I could eat sausage for breakfast. And so I posted about it, I was having sausage, and they just tore him apart. That's too much salt or this, or he can't be doing that. And it was really bad for his image. And then he retracted his statement and said he never said it. He was trying to cover himself because of the harassment. Robert was majorly too concerned with hurting his own career than to help me. Working with Robert did feel like I was working with a scared little girl.
I know Robert Reams personally. I've worked with Robert Reams as a trainer personally for, I don't know, 15 years, 16 years, 17 years. I've worked with him on nutrition. I've worked with him as a trainer. Robin's worked with Robert, and I have never met anyone that was more motivated, devoted, caring, more technically precise, more involved and devoted, and have probably had him involved with, 40 or 50 people on the show here over the last 16, 17 years, and he has never failed to succeed except for you. Robert, you ran into your Waterloo here.
Yeah, I did.
You say Eric is the first client that you've ever wanted to fire. Why did you want to fire him?
Well, at the time, Eric says I wasn't prepared, or Eric says I didn't care. I mean, everybody knows, again, Phil, you and Robin, you just said, you know how I work. If anything, I care too much. And I really gave Eric all I had. I gave him 10 months. And it was excuse after excuse after excuse. Because he didn't want to learn. He knew everything.
If you do what Robert says, you will get results. You won't kind of get results. You will get results. And you will learn to do it the right way, where you don't injure yourself, so you don't have problems after the fact. So, don't defend yourself, Robert Reams, because you don't have to. I'll do that for you. And I look at Robert's text to Eric, and Robert was in communication with Eric from February to November of 16. And Robert says he would email, call, and text, but Eric blew him off. February 6th, called yesterday, called today, sent another email, no response. 7/18, never heard from you. 8/7, Eric, I'm not hearing anything from you. No weigh-ins, no journals. 8/15, trying to connect with you again, not hearing from you. 9/8, Eric, where are you? 11/26, haven't heard from you. Just on and on and on.
I kind of gave up after I lost faith. I think you're a great trainer. I just think we clashed.
What about all the time he spent trying to help you and you had blown him off?
I rode my bicycle every day, and he wanted me to use the pair device so he could keep track of it and teach me how to use a roller.
I raised you a food service where you didn't have to make any choices. Take the lid off, eat what's in there, go do something else. Take the next lid off, eat what's in there, do something else. They fired you after 4 months.
We tried our best to.
Because you wouldn't weigh in.
It's not that I wouldn't weigh in. It was hard to find places to weigh in.
Well, there's a consistent theme of non-compliance here, right?
Yeah, there's.
And you admit that.
I'll just say, yeah.
Come on, you admit that. Not that complying is easy.
No.
But you didn't
I'm not trying to make excuses. So yeah, you're right.
After each visit to the hospital, Eric's discharge papers say to do several things. Is he complying with those guidelines? We'll find out next.
January of this year, Eric slipped into a coma. I was terrified. There's nights that I wonder, am I gonna wake up and he's gonna be cold and it's gonna kill me. January of this year, Eric got ill, and He slipped into a coma. I was terrified. There's nights that I wonder, am I gonna wake up and he's gonna be cold? When I lost my first husband, I felt like a part of me died, and I don't know how much of me is left. This time, if Eric doesn't do what Dr. Phil says, he's gonna die, and it's gonna kill me.
But we don't want that to happen. We don't want him to die. We don't want you to suffer through that yet again. When Eric was here 4 years ago, he weighed 514 pounds. He was on a mission to lose weight by riding his bike across America. He made a good faith effort. That's why I said after all of it, he's got more excuses than you can shake a stick at. But his intentions were good. His planning was bad. His judgment was bad. But that's why at the end of it all, I said he was not a fraud. He just wasn't very good at what he was doing. He really wants to do this. And this is a worthwhile human being. You know that you and I have gotten on from the very beginning. I don't even care if you call me a bitch.
He called me a fraud. So
I've been called worse. I didn't call you a fraud. I said you weren't a fraud.
I know it. Picking on you.
Eric and Angie say they drink an average of 6 cans of sugary soda a day. However, they say that sometimes could go up to 14 cans. Now, that's a lot of sugar. Yeah. Now, the American Heart Association only recommends less than 9 teaspoons of sugar a day. Now, Eric and Angie are drinking 54 teaspoons of sugar a day if they have 6 cans of soda. Let's see what that looks like. That's a week.
Jeez.
That's what you're drinking a week.
It looks like our recycling bin.
Robert, if they cut just this out, what difference would it make?
Wow. If you took this sugar out and replaced it with more protein and more fiber, your life would dramatically change and this weight would drip off of you. You got to detox off the sugar. And you can do it. You start to replace it with good foods that balance your blood sugar. The reason you need all that sugar, Eric, is because you pump your insulin up, you pump your sugar up, it pumps back down, and then you need more. And it's just accumulating right there in your midsection. And what you're doing right now with that is supporting that 674 pounds in a big way.
Okay, now let's talk just real quickly about where else you find sugar that you don't think you're finding sugar. Because in the flour tortillas that he's eating and in a lot of stuff that aren't straight sugar, there's sugar in a lot of other food that he's eating as well. And the point is, sugar makes you hungry because of the way it runs your insulin up and down. So you're eating yourself hungry, which is why it's so hard for you to stop doing what you're doing. Robert, help me out here.
Well, you know, that's a good point, Phil. And I remember this so well from the Ultimate Weight Solution. You talked about hunger drivers and hunger suppressors. And sugar is the #1 hunger driver. You can't get enough of it. You start eating it, you can't get enough of it. And we're not seeing that sugar, Eric, in fruit or the sugar that's in vegetables, where, again, it's accompanied by fiber, which will tend to balance your blood sugar. You're just pumping that blood sugar up, and you're just storing fat, man, and it's all in your midsection.
You will detox from it, and it would be amazing for you. So I'm telling you, this guy has information that can save your wife's husband's life. All right, coming up, another former guest, also tipping 700 pounds, is back to tell Eric that if he can lose weight, then so can Eric. We're going to add him to this conversation and see if he's had any success. We'll be right back.
By 2003, I weighed 630 pounds. I reached out to a personal trainer, and we ended up at 229 pounds. I went back to closet eating. I ended up gaining my weight back.
You up all right?
Yeah.
656.5. If you're going to do this, it has to be a lifestyle change. Are you willing to do that?
Hey, Dr. Phil. So, back in January, when David was on the show, he weighed in on the stage at 656 pounds. 4 more. Come on. Exhale. Breathe. Chest high. Now, I've been working with David and the family. They've been changing their habits. They've cleaned their environment. They're eating well. They're exercising great, moving well. And I cannot wait for you to see these results.
Well, I want Eric to meet someone who can relate to him. 7 months ago, my former guest, David, weighed in at 656 pounds. He, too, could barely walk and was having major health issues. About 10 years ago, David was the poster boy for extreme weight loss after he shed 400 pounds, and he himself became a personal trainer. But his makeover didn't last. Take a look.
By 2003, I weighed 630 pounds. I reached out to a local news channel, and they got me in contact with a personal trainer, and we ended up at 229 pounds.
Take a look at 26-year-old David at 600 pounds. At 31, David started exercising, eating right. 2 years later, David says he went from a dud to a stud, losing 400 pounds.
And in 2009, TLC did a documentary about me. After the show, I went back to closet eating. I ended up gaining my weight back.
At 11, you were 190 pounds.
I turned to food when I was a child. Everybody would just pick on me.
What kind of things would they say to you?
They would just call me a hog and just throw things at me and just make me feel inhuman.
Then when you lost the weight, your internal dialogue didn't really change.
In my mind, I was still disgusting. I was still not worthy of anything.
There's nothing in the world we can do with you if everybody around you is sabotaging you.
My family always loved to eat pizza, pasta. When David wants food, I go down and pick it up for him. I could do better, but I just don't do it. If David dies, I'm going to blame myself, no matter what.
It all comes down to me.
I'm telling you, if everybody around you is buying your and sabotaging you, it ain't going to change.
Yeah.
David's sister is almost 400 pounds.
At 9 years old, I started acting out. The only thing that made me feel good at that time was to eat ice cream or eat pizza. Now I'm the heaviest I've ever been. 392 pounds. Sometimes I feel that this is how it's going to be for the rest of my life.
If you do this together, it takes two of you to show up every time. It takes two of you to execute. If you do it alone, you're going whether he shows up or whether he doesn't. You can get fat together, but you're going to get skinny alone. Is that all right?
Yeah.
656 and a half. Now, I want to introduce Robert Reams. He understands that if you're going to do this, it has to be a lifestyle change. Are you willing to do that?
Yes, I am.
So, David, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you guys?
Well, I'm all right. You have a neck.
Yeah, it's coming back in.
Yeah, how about that? So, how much weight have you lost?
As of right now, 100 pounds.
Wow, congratulations. 100 pounds. Now, that's a lot of work.
Thank you so much.
So, how has it been working with Robert virtually?
It's pretty amazing. He could be in California or Nashville, and I'm here in Arizona, and we're getting the work done.
Is he working with you nutritionally as well?
Oh, everything.
Well, great. What advice do you have for Eric?
Go forward with your life. Who cares about what happened in the past with the bike ride across America? I mean, it doesn't matter. It matters what you're doing right now, because the decisions you make right now are going to affect your future.
And I understand that your sister Jen has lost 63 pounds.
Yeah, she's killing it. She's kicking butt.
Did you work with does he do the dietitian stuff too, or?
Yeah, his name's Robert Reams.
Yeah.
yeah, his name's Robert Reams.
There's nobody on that stage that knows anything at all about what you're going through but me. So, and there's 1,000 other people with sob stories themselves. So you got to get your crap together and get to work.
I like that. Coming up, Robert has something he wants to say to Eric, and it's got some pieces to it. We'll hear what he has to say after the break. Well, today we're updating two former guests. Eric was here 4 years ago, weighing in at 514 pounds. He's now, how much?
667.
667?
Yeah.
Okay, so up quite a bit.
And that was after 24 hours of pumping with getting rid of the water weight.
Yeah.
So I'd already lost like 20 pounds that night.
Yeah, so you were pushing 700.
Yeah.
Okay, and David is joining us virtually from his home. 7 months ago, he weighed 656. He's now 100 pounds lighter. David's been working with our personal trainer, certified nutritionist and wellness coach, Robert Reams. Now, Robert, are you willing to give it another shot? Is it a hopeless case? What do you have to say?
Well, it's certainly not hopeless, but I will tell you this. Eric, you got to realize something. That a guy your size and a guy like David's size, a walk around the block is a major workout because you're carrying almost 700 pounds.
Yeah.
The amount of energy that you burn just in that walk is incredible. If you can team that with getting your nutritional act together and follow what I try to teach you, if you can do that, I'm telling you, man, the weight will drip off of you. But excuses again, I'm out. I won't do it. I don't have the time. But I'm willing to give you 3,000% if you can give that back to me.
I can do that.
You owe that to yourself. You owe it to your wife.
I do.
You can do it.
I know I can do it. I know I can.
But you have absolutely got to maintain connectivity. If you get an email or a phone call from Robert, you've got to answer it, even if it's to say, today was not a good day.
I'll do whatever he says because I don't know what to do. I'm lost.
Coming up, what can Angie do to help motivate Eric? Or has she given up? I got a question for her after the break. You know, Angie, you've got to become a part of the solution here, and you can do everything right along with him.
Right.
And you got to throw out the cigarettes. You got to get rid of the junk food.
Yes.
You got to clean up the environment because if it's not there, can't either one of you eat it.
No, I know. You're absolutely right.
You know, you should have things there that you can eat that are satisfying, and they can be. And Robert can help you with that a lot. So that's key. So you're going to help out here, and you can help by cleaning up that environment and participating with him so you get this going. So, all right, David, congratulations. Thank you. Keep up the good work.
Good job, David.
Good job.
Eric and Angie, you guys, we're gonna get this rolling. Robert, thank you so much for the work that you are always doing for us. Everybody, we're going to put a link to Robert Reams on drphil.com where you can find information about him. If you'd like more information about today's show, log on to drphil.com. You can also find me talking about all of this on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. And you can find Robin talking about all sorts of things with some of the most impressive and important women in America on her podcast, I've Got a Secret. And she really has some interesting conversations on there. Stay safe. We'll see you next time.
Asked us to go through our supplies on our RV and get rid of what we shouldn't have. We're going to clean out the RV of some bacon, some empty calories. We're getting rid of some mac and cheese and sugary drinks,
and pudding. Ramen noodles we're getting rid of.
Good job.
Thank you.
Bounce, bounce, all the girlies bounce. Take 'em to my house, turn the party out. Bounce, 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 all the girlies bounce. Take 'em to my house, turn the party out.
You warned me 1,000 times, memories can kill ya, but I didn't hear ya. I thought that I could fly, but woke up on the asphalt. I swear there was the last time. I've always been naive, call it.
Ooh, you know we gon' get it. Ooh, you know we gon' get it. Ooh, you know we gon' get it. Every day and night, that's right. Ooh, you know